It was wicked cold last night. I woke up and I think it was 27 degrees. I had frost in my tent and on my quilt, but I actually stayed pretty warm, so I was happy about that. And unfortunately, it looks like some of our trail family is splitting up. A few folks are talking about quitting, including one who I just gave a trail name to, so that makes me kind of sad. But we'll see. They're talking about going on into Gatlinburg in the next 2 days, and who knows, maybe by then they'll reconsider. I hate to see people getting off the trail, but ultimately everybody's got to make their own decision. Just like you have to hike your own hike, you have to decide when time's up, when you've had enough. And for some people that comes sooner than others. For me, I'm having a wonderful time. I mean, every day, even though it's freezing cold, it's just part of the experience. And well, freezing cold last night. It's beautiful today. I think it's going to get up to the 50s or maybe even close to 60. So anyway, I just look at it all as that's all part of the experience, the good, the bad, the ugly, the fun, the happy, the joy. So I'm reveling in it. This is a section where the trail is really deeply eroded from overuse. So here's a fun little obstacle we just came over. You could go over, you can go under, or you could go far, far around. So train wreck opted to go over. I took my pack off and went under, and we all made it safely. Hooray! See, there's some really cool trees that are like spiral bark, and I don't know why. It's pretty funky. We came up to a nice little view and some flat trail, so we decided that this would be a great place for lunch. Got a nice log to sit on, and I have a very fancy meal. Today I'm eating a meal pack because yesterday it was wicked cold and I tried to make a hot meal, and it took forever for the water to boil at the elevation that we're at, which is 5,500 and some feet, and it was cold and windy, so today, no fuel required. And I haven't had this before, but I'll let you know if I like it. So this little bar is actually pretty good. It's 200 calories per serving, and there's 2 servings, so if you eat the whole thing, you get 400. I like it, but it's a little dry for a whole meal, so I'm going to eat half of it and then supplement with some Doritos or some other kind of health food that I can find in my pack. I looked up and saw this little hole in a tree. At first I thought it was a heart, but depending how you look at it, it could be Texas. Today is so much nicer than yesterday. That wicked cold and the terrain made that hike really challenging. Certainly not the worst one yet, but definitely challenging. And today we're just spending a lot of time walking through the forest. The trees haven't really leafed out yet. We've got flowers blooming on the floor, and the trail has been pretty forgiving. Some ups and downs, but nothing overwhelming. So it's really been just a very nice, pleasant hike, and we've met some day hikers going southbound, and they seem to be really enjoying the trail through the Smokies as well. We found a little bit of a view here. I can see the mountains on both sides of the ridge, but they're mainly obscured by trees. But this is nice because you can, I don't know if it shows up on the video or not, but you can see layers and layers of mountains through the Smokies and the valleys. So that ridge straight ahead, or that mountain, is Seiler's Bald, and it looks far away, but I think it's only about 2.5 miles, and that's where we're headed. So we're going to go down, probably a steep down, and then lots of climbing to get up there, and from there we just go down a little bit to our shelter for the night. We made it to the top of Seiler's Bald, and unfortunately there's not a great view from right here, but I hear as we go down the trail that there is a much better view, and we can see Mount LeConte and Clingman's Dome, and there's train wreck. What do you see?
I see something.
Yeah. And kind of a neat rock here with double arrows to make sure people know where the trail is, but if you look out, it's really interesting to see all the evergreens on the far mountains over there. It's all deciduous trees down lower, and then as you get higher up, they're all evergreen, so kind of neat. And over that way, you can't see through the trees, but we could see a little town. So we're going to head down, and I hear there are views, and hopefully we'll find them. So after consulting Peak Finder, we discovered that that middle peak right there is Clingman's Dome. And we are going to be there tomorrow, which should be fun. Cool to be able to see that far. It feels like it's a long, long way away, but I think it's only going to be like 6 or 7 miles from where we are right now. So we are ridge walking now between mountains, which is pretty cool, and all those evergreens we were looking at before suddenly seem a lot closer right there. It's pretty wild. And lovely little piece of trail here that's not too difficult. Coming down was kind of steep and lots of rocks, but right here is very nice. So we're cruising along, and I look over and I see this sweet view, which is really amazing. That is Southern Spot where we just came from. Seems like we were just there. I can't believe it. This little ridge is connecting the mountains, and if you look real carefully, you can see mountain after mountain, just row after row. And then there's a little tiny town that I don't know what it is down that way. It might be Gatlinburg, but I'm not sure. Okay, so I just gotta say I'm so excited that we did this little extra 1.5 miles or so from where we were before, because we are seeing just incredible views. The way the sun is hitting those mountains, you can see all of the peaks and valleys, and there's some evergreens down there. And I turned around to go up this way, and there's those evergreens! They're just waiting to say hi to Trainwreck. Made his day, I think. Aren't they pretty? Yeah, total change in the ecology here. It's so cool. We made it into the shelter tonight about a little before 5. Really wonderful day today. Lots of exciting hiking. Lots of great views. And I was able to get a spot in the shelter, and Trainwreck is tenting. And there are lots of interesting people here. It's a lot of fun just talking with everybody. And really nice site here. This is Derrick Knob, and the water source is super close. It's by that big spruce tree down there. And there's actually a privy, which is always nice. There's a guy heading down the privy trail right now. And a lot of people just kind of hanging out. And we even had a deer go by just a little bit ago, so that was pretty cool to see.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.